good. I hear you're quite a wakeboarder.
Oh,
Is that true?
yeah. So I just kind of just grew up doing that a lot. So I don't really wakeboard as much. I'm more wake surf now just because of concussions and stuff. And football's obviously my main focus. But I don't know. I'm just a late guy. I love the late. So I don't know.
And your high school coach told me you like to fish a lot.
Mm-hmm. So back home, we have like a pond in my backyard. And I used to go fish every single day. And just growing up with my grandfather, me, him, my brother, my uncle, we always just go fish. So that's another thing I just grew up doing. And I just have a weird passion for it. It's kind of weird, man.
Look back on your recruiting. You kind of Clemson didn't come to the picture on YouTube really late, right?
Right.
January of your senior year.
Right.
Yeah. What brought them to your attention?
So I always remember the first national championship Clemson played in. I was just watching them. I was like, I used to see all the videos they had on social media. And I was like, man, it would be real cool to play there. Like I could only imagine. And just going through all my recruiting process, I remember I would always send my film to all the powerhouses, just because I personally felt like I was good enough to play there, but I wasn't really getting recruited by those schools that much, like obviously schools like Clemson, Alabama, Oklahoma. So I always felt like I was good enough. And then I remember just walking into school one day, and my coach was like, "Did you get a call from Venables from Clemson?" And I was like, "Who is that? I don't even know who that is." And then, of course, how the internet is, just looked them up real quick. I was like, no, I didn't. And then they came out to see me, and ever since then, that's kind of all she wrote. Yeah.
And you came here on a visit.
Yeah,
who hosted you? Showed you around while you were here?
Shaq Smith and Kelly Bryant both. Kind of weird now, but yeah, those are two of my dearly best friends. Obviously, they're really some of the main reasons I came here. They never lied to me about anything, and when I came here, compared to all my other visits, it's kind of like it was fake. I felt like it was fake. I was like, there's no way. I remember talking to my mom and dad. I'm like, there's no way everybody here is this nice and just loves you that much. And ever since then, nothing's changed. Everybody still loves you. It's just like a huge family environment. And that was something that was really important to me, as well as the academic side, because graduating is also really important. And just the graduation rate here is unbelievable. It's not like that at other schools. And it's just like everybody here has open arms.
How quick did Brett bring up his Kansas connection when he was talking to you?
I found out everything when he came to see me. How his wife was just from about 15 minutes away from me. How he used to live in Salina and K-State and everything. So it was kind of cool that he knew about it, and Coach Sweeney as well. His years off from coaching for a little bit, he built this it's like a shopping center. Mm-hmm. That's 10 minutes from where I live. So he also knew about where I'm from a little bit. So that kind of gave me a little bit more encouragement.
Isaiah, where do you feel like you've improved your game the most so far through camp, and where do you feel like you still have the most progress?
So I had a really big emphasis this season on just really focusing on the little things, just like the small things within zone coverages. And I've also been working really hard on learning what everybody does, just to make myself better, just to know, so I can help guys if maybe they forget, because it happens. So just really learning what everyone else does, just because it helps me in the long run.
You're a hybrid. I mean, that's probably the best way to put it. You're a defensive back / linebacker. How do you feel like this prepares you for the next level? Where do you see yourself playing on the next level?
Honestly, I don't really thought about that. I guess wherever God places me is just where I'll be, but I'm really mainly just focusing on the team and how we can just better ourselves and become a really good, complete unit.
What have you seen from Mike Jones?
I feel like he's came a far way, a really long way from where he was even in the spring. You can tell that he's a lot more focused, watches a lot more film, just a lot more serious about what he's doing. I mean, last year he was a freshman, and of course, a freshman, it's a lot going on. And it's a social life, school, football, and now you can tell that he's starting to really learn how to balance everything out, so he can really focus on what the task is.
Did you know right away after you visit here that this is where you wanted to go?
Yeah, so I only visited here once. It was my last official here. I flew from Michigan to here. So it was my very last official, very last weekend. And when I got back home the next morning, me and my family sat down. My dad's like, you got to make a decision, because signing day was literally the next week. So I knew from the get-go. I was like, yeah, Clemson's the place to be. It just felt like the most comfortable, I should say.
What, Michigan was an official visit? And who else?
Michigan, Nebraska, Illinois, Clemson, and Missouri.
When you were here on that visit, did you do anything unique, or what did you do?
So it was actually, oddly, it was me and Rashawn Gary here.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of us two. So all the attention was on us, obviously. But I feel like I didn't really do anything out of the ordinary. They just kind of showed us who they really were and didn't have to put on a big persona for us at all. So
Just showed you around campus. And
yeah, shows around campus. I mean, of course, dinner, Coach Sweeney's house, just all the normal stuff.
I say, which freshmen have really impressed you so far? And a lot of them on defense, but any in particular that have kind of caught your attention?
You said on defense?
Yeah.
I like Andrew Booth's game. He's got a lot of fight in him. I would say that him mainly in the secondary, but out of everyone, Tyler Davis, he's a beast.
I keep hearing his name. Why do you think, in your estimation, what is it about him?
I just feel like he came in so just like mentally ready for it. He takes everything in. He learns really fast, really well. To me, he's out there like he's a veteran now. It's hard to tell he's a freshman.
What about the freshman linebackers specifically, those four? I think Jalen's been repping at your spot.
Yeah, Jalen. So he also learned very well. He had no idea he was playing there.
Yeah.
So he's learned, and he plays really hard, really fast. Not very hesitant. Of course, he's gonna make mistakes because he's still learning. But he plays really hard, really fast. And then Keith and Kane, they're really aggressive. They're not afraid to hit. They don't hesitate very much either. But they're all coming along and they're very good.
With a lot of younger guys, how would you say that more guys are stepping up and leading?
You said stepping up and leading. I mean, we get together a lot without the coaches, just because them guys can really not relax, but they don't feel so pressured, and sometimes it's easier for them to learn like that. So just getting together, rather if it's like in the film room or just like going to do something. So we do a lot of things like that.
Obviously, you lost the 4 NFL draft picks on the defensive line. Defensive line's responsible for creating gaps for linebackers to run through, things like that. How do you think this new starting defensive line is going to step into these new, more accountable roles?
I think the biggest issue with that is everybody's expecting to see those forwards' performance out here, but they're completely new people, and you have to look at what they can do and their strengths. So I'm not really thinking about how Jordan Williams is going to be Christian or Niles is going to be Dexter. I'm just thinking about what their strengths are and like how we can build our defense around them to help.
Compare this year's linebackers. You're really the only starter. You're the only one returning pose this year's linebacking starters.
I would mostly just say just based on experience.
Yeah.
Those guys are 50 years. They just have been here so long. They do everything like the back of their hand. So just experience.
Do you think you're more athletic though? This year?
I would say we're definitely faster and stronger, but I feel like we'll be fine. We'll be just as good, if not better.
What do you see the big differences from at this point last year to where you're at currently? 2 weeks left to go in camp. What are the challenges this team's facing that maybe you guys weren't facing last year, or maybe vice versa?
It's just a completely different defense. It's really hard to compare them just because everybody from last year's defense was there previously the year before. This year we're a young team, and we have a lot of guys that are just getting here and just learning. So just them gaining all their experience and everything, that's probably just the biggest difference.
Is there a frustration level for maybe some of you older guys where it's like, you're used to this stuff being turnkey and now you're having to explain stuff to a lot of new players when you're on the fly there?
No, I wouldn't say it's frustration. It's just, I would say the main thing we think is if you make a mistake, let's not do it twice. And it's not, you're not going to get mad because you understand how they feel, because at one point that was us. And I know how hard it is to come in and learn a playbook that's this big, and it's not frustrating. It actually helps me as a leader just to help them to learn what their job and everything is.
How much are you putting on your shoulders to not? I mean, certainly the play on the field, but off the field to take that leadership role. You know, I'm assuming a lot of people are going to be looking to you.
Yeah, so one thing I learned just from like a lot of the older guys that were left last year is leading is not just in football. It's on the field, off the field, just rather if it has to do with football or not. Like they're always watching you, watching just the little things you do. And I always tell guys, like, I'm like, you can't do that kind of stuff because then the younger guys are going to think it's okay. So it's really just the little things, regardless if it's in football or not, that really makes things different.
What did you learn about this team? What have you learned about this team at this point that you didn't know at the start of fall camp?
I didn't know the start of fall camp. I don't know. I mean, I always had faith in us. I never doubted us. So I mean, I feel like we're gonna be fine. Always will be. And it's just like the timing. It's just gonna be different on when we're gonna be ready compared to maybe different teams have been.
What was the main contributing factor that led you to decide to come back to Clemson rather than declare for the NFL draft?
My degree. That's a big thing. I always promised my mom I would get my degree because my mom, she could care less about football.
Yeah, you gotta make mom proud.
Yeah, she's all about school. So I'd probably say that was the biggest thing. And I feel like I'd be cheating myself. I feel like I had a little bit more to prove. But the main thing was my degree.
I know you said with a lot of new guys, it's a new defense and a totally new team, and you guys talk about that all the time. Do you, as older guys, maybe carry momentum from years past, like from last year, how it ended, or is it
No, not at all. Every year's a new year. Like all that stuff from last year, like my tackles from last year don't count. Interceptions, they don't count. It's all in the year. Everybody's starting out at 0, so everything is just new.
good? Thanks, Ed.